Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts is a grade 6 through 12 arts conservatory located in Goulds, Florida, a small section of unincorporated Miami-Dade County. Despite its humble surroundings, the Arthur and Polly Mays Conservatory of the Arts has provided a multifaceted program for the most talented students in Miami-Dade County for almost 90 years. Arthur and Polly Mays was the first arts conservatory servicing students in grades 6 through 12 in Miami-Dade County School District and the entire East Coast of the United States. The school has won many awards, including being honored by the Magnet Schools of America with excellence and distinction for 8 years in a row. It is also a certified National Magnet Demonstration School and is considered one of the best high schools in America according to U.S. News. The long and storied history of Mays began with Mr. and Mrs. Arthur and Polly Mays in 1914. Miami's race relations in the early 1900s were reflective of the racial conditions in the United States. The city upheld state segregation statuses, passed its own Jim Crow ordinances, and consigned blacks to cramped quarters with inadequate municipal services. Despite black people being crucial to Miami's official incorporation in 1896, Miami's white citizens vigilantly resisted black movement into their neighborhoods and administered a dual system of justice. It was during this time that Arthur and Polly Mays saw the need for educating black children in South Dade. Arthur and Polly Mays, both born in Georgia in the late 1880s, were married in 1908 and moved to Goulds in 1909. They both had little formal education. Arthur Mays only having 6 weeks of total schooling, and Polly Mays completing the 4th grade. Despite this limitation, they knew the value of education and helped each other learn by reading from the Bible and working out math problems. There were no schools for black children, so they started one in the church they helped to organize, Mount Pleasant Baptist Church. Mount Pleasant was destroyed in a hurricane in 1926 and again in 1992 by Hurricane Andrew. It is now located right behind this school on Southwest 220th Street. They later donated land to the school board to build a school for black children living in Florida City and Howard. In 1926, Mr. Mays helped persuade the school board to establish Goulds Elementary. Unfortunately, many children were unable to attend due to lack of transportation. Mr. and Mrs. Mays purchased a bread wagon from Wholesome Bakery, which was located in Homestead, and transported the children at their own expense. Mrs. Mays took the older children to the only black high school, George Washington Carver High in Coconut Grove, and Arthur Polly Mays requested assistance from the school board for transportation. But they were offered so little that they refused it. They managed to scrimp and save enough to buy 3 nice buses, transporting students from Homestead and Perrine and paying the drivers out of their own pocket. They requested money for gas from the school board and were refused, but Arthur and Polly Mays did not give up. Mr. Mays continued to operate those buses until 1949 when the county took over, where Mrs. Mays became the first driver, driving for 15 years. They also collected books from friends, accepted donated books from the Redland School. Mr. and Mrs. Mays, with help of the community, provided a 5-cent lunch made from bread donated by the Wholesome Bakery and produce grown from their own farm in Grove. Time and time again, the school board refused to financially support the Mays School, yet Arthur and Polly Mays continued to press on. Because black children had only one high school they could attend, the Mayses became crusaders for a more centrally located school. In 1935, Goulds Junior Senior High was opened. with Mr. and Mrs. Mays operated the first bus that transported children from neighboring areas. In a special school board meeting held on May 30, 1951, the Board of Education and community citizens voted to rename the school Arthur and Polly Mays Junior Senior High School. It is an accepted fact. The black children received a substantially lower education in the South. Yet Arthur and Polly Mays had a vision that they saw to light. They devoted most of their lives to bettering conditions among their people and were active in educational affairs from the inception of Mays until 1965, the year that Mrs. Mays died. We as students, parents, faculty, and staff owe our very existence here to Arthur and Polly Mays. In honor of their legacy, we pledge to uphold the vision of Arthur and Polly Mays in the pursuit of excellence in education.